Yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for the thumbs up. Okay, then we're gonna get started.
All right, I got to mute here.
And I woke up super early. Here comes Joanne. Welcome, Joanne. And I've been working on this this theme for this week. And I use a lot of the same stuff in my other classes this week already. But it's good stuff. So what we're trying to do today is a couple of things. First of all, we're going back to that stress response. 3 weeks ago, we turned on the stress response by lengthening the exhale. We hummed. Remember that? And it was awesome. So this week we're gonna, instead of humming, we're gonna lengthen that exhale with our count. Of course, you can hum if you want to, but we're gonna work with the count. You know, when we work with an even breath, it's very helpful to count 4 inhale, 4 count exhale. And so we're gonna work with the count today to lengthen that exhale. And we notice how that turns on the stress response, the rest and digest, that calm. Okay, the other thing that we're focused on is head, neck, and shoulders. So this weather is absolutely miserable. Okay, the sun is out. That's like one good thing. But if you are out there shoveling, and I hope you aren't, there's that forward hunch, and that's lousy for us. If you are outside, and again, I hope you're not, but we do this hunch in, right? We protect the core. We lean into this. This class today, hopefully, will release that tension that we hold in the head, neck, and shoulders, the upper back. So we have a lot of good things to do, and I'm very excited about it. So we'll get started, and I will tell you that we move slowly, though, right? And that's important too. The slow movements, the slow breath. One of the things that I've noticed, and I deal with this a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, is like a little bit of arthritis. You feel those limbs get a little slow to move, right? And that synovial fluid that surrounds every joint kind of gets, I don't want to say it's like viscous, I don't know, it gets gooey. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying gets a little thicker. And so we move things slowly, and we bring movement back into the joint, and that synovial fluid thins out a little bit, makes movement a little easier. So we'll be working with that today. So sit back, let your feet rest on the support, whatever you've got. And let's go palms up right now. So palms up in the lap, shoulders down from the ears. And come to your breath. So we want to work with an even breath. And for today, we're going to add a count. So just take a few more breaths working to get to even. And we're going to add a 4 count to the inhale and a 4 count to the exhale. Now it's a steady count, but because our breaths are different, yours and mine, and yours and everyone else in the group, the way that you count will be different than the way I count. So I will count for me just to show you what it's like. But you might be going faster or slower than I am, and that is perfectly wonderful. For instance, I will just do 1 round of breath with my count. I inhale 2, 3, 4, and I exhale 2, 3, 4. So that's the way I'm doing it. And I've just come to that even breath. Now let go of the count in your mind. Just keep breathing evenly. Take a moment to check in with head, neck, and shoulders. Notice what's happening there now. Notice what tension is there now? And, you know, we tend to hold stuff there anyway, even if it's not cold and miserable outside. So just notice what those feel like, what your head, neck, and shoulders feel like. And then come back to that breath. Now we're just going to do a couple rounds to lengthen that exhale. So let's do a 4-count inhale, 4-count exhale. Inhale to 4. Exhale 5. Inhale 4. Exhale 5. Inhale 4. Exhale 6. Inhale 4. Exhale 6. Come back to normal breath. No counting, just notice how you feel. Now we'll bring right palm to heart center, put left palm on top of that. And take a moment to set an intention for this practice. It might be the word calm, might be anything else that's important to you today. And then we'll release those hands back down to the lap. And we're going to shift our bodies forward onto the chair. So I've moved that support out of the way. I'm bringing my feet to the floor. I see Teresa over there now. Hi, Teresa, glad you're here. And we sit up tall, shoulders down from the ears. Okay, let's come back to the even breath. Now, this isn't over breathing, but if for some reason it doesn't work well for you, then just come to even breath, right? Lengthening the exhale shouldn't make us dizzy. It's when we do all that stuff with the inhale that screws things up. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. But we're coming to the edge of the chair. Let's bring hands to heart center. And we're going to do that lengthened breath again. Notice which hand's on top because we're going to open and close and perhaps switch each time. So palms at heart center. Let's inhale to 4. Exhale 4, switch which hands on top. Do it again, 4 in and out. 4 in, 5 out. 4 in, 5 out. 4 in, 6 out for the next 2 rounds. And then just come back to normal breath. Let the hands rest in your lap. Pause and notice how you feel. Now we're going to move into the neck, head and neck. There's some very specific exercises, starting with a yes, no. And I just want to show you our range here. I'm going to get close to the camera. And when I'm making my video today, there may be some picture-in-picture. I'm working on fun stuff today. Anyway, if we take our 2 fingers and bring them to that knobby, that's like C7 right there. When we go to nod yes, we don't want to crush these fingers. Now our fingers aren't going to be back there, but I want you to feel what that feels like. I'd rather you think about being a giraffe, finding the length in the spine. And the interesting fact here, the giraffes have the same number of vertebrae in their spine as we do. They're just stinking bigger. So as we inhale, think lifting to be a giraffe. Exhale, drop chin to chest. And these are slow movements, even movements. And this is how we warm up that synovial fluid. Now, I will also recommend that we turn palms up because it does affect the shoulders. Now you can keep your eyes open and track what you're seeing with your eyes. That's one good way to do it. Or you can close your eyes and notice what's going on inside. Both are good. Next time chin is down on the chest, leave it there. Let the head be heavy. Palms are up, shoulders are down. And then one last time, reach that chin up, think giraffe. And then come back to neutral. Okay. Take a circle with those shoulders if it feels good. We're going to come to no. In general, when we do no, we're kind of forward and no, like you're here. That's not where we want to be. We want to be like, heck no. Okay, so think like something smells bad and you back up and your head is pushing against this imaginary wall because whatever it is smells. So it's like, heck no, right? You're back here. So now from here, we take an inhale, and as we exhale, turn to the right. Inhale to center and exhale, turn left. Almost like we're like snooty patootie here. Inhale, center. Exhale. Again, slow movements, even movements, never jerking around the neck area, of course not. And that head, the back of the head is reaching back. Do one more in each direction. And then we will return to center, Maybe do a circle of those shoulders if it feels good. And I just noticed that my palms were down the whole time. So let's pay attention, palms down. Notice what this feels like. And now, if you do palms up, you'll notice there's just a little bit of movement there where those shoulders can come down. That's where I want to be. Okay, sit up tall. We're moving to maybe. Maybe is right ear goes down to right shoulder. Oh, yes, big stretch in left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Oh, yes. Come back to center. So gentle movements, one side to the other, and not in any hurry. Next time that the head is leaning over to your right, let's pause there. Let the head reach down for that shoulder and think about both shoulders reaching down. So it is very natural for that bottom shoulder to want to lift up and like, hey, we're friends, right? We want that shoulder to come down. We want that ear to reach for it. It's also very natural for this outer shoulder to want to reach up. Let's try and keep them both down. Then take your pointer finger and your middle finger of your right hand and gently push up at the temple to bring head back to neutral. Inhale here. Exhale. Drop left ear to left shoulder. And breathe. And now we take pointer finger and middle finger of the left hand and push those up. And just come to a neutral spine, nice tall spine. Notice how things feel. Take a circle or two. We're going to take our arms wide now in this, I'm calling it water bearer. So palms are up, thumbs are reaching back. I am not trying to pull these shoulders back together, but I'm just opening the arms wide. And I'm calling this water bearer because I'd like you to think you've got a bottle of water or a cup of water on each hand. And we're going to tip those thumbs back to drop the water behind you. So just notice what things are like here. Do we have any facility to even do this? Does this not feel good? Are you down here, right? Notice where you are. We're just kind of checking in after those first 3 head and neck exercises, and then bring the hands back. Now this next one is called turtle double chin. So we reach the head forward, we're in turtle, and then we take the head back, pushing against that wall again, double, triple chin, doesn't matter. Okay, so take it forward, bring it back, and forward, and back, moving slowly, keeping that neck happy and safe. One more forward and back. And then just pause. Okay, we reach our arms forward, palms face each other, thumbs are up. We're going to do a little locomotion here. So take the arms forward, down, back, up, making some circles, arms are parallel. Really moving into the upper back now. And then pause and take it backwards. And then pause and let the hands rest down in your lap again. And I don't know, that one really feels good to me. So with the palms in our laps, let's do a little cat and cow now. So moving from that cervical spine, let's move now into the spine of the back, the thoracic, the lower back. Inhale, fill up, open. Exhale, tuck the tail around the spine, drop the chin. That same rule applies about the lifting of the chin. We don't want to crash that head back. We want to think about being a giraffe here. And on your next exhale, we'll just pause there and come back to a nice tall spine. And let's take to a real soft cactus here. So my elbows are kind of down closer to my rib cage. We'll take an inhale. We'll do a little lateral stretching. Lean over to the left. And with our hands like this, it's really just a stretch into the side of the rib cage. We're really not getting into the armpit right now. We will, don't worry. Come back to center, take it the other way. And return to center. We'll do one more in each direction. And then return to center. Let the hands rest for a moment, maybe take a loop or shake things out. Now we're going to take it back to cactus arms, but this time these cactus arms are very powerful. So my elbow is about the same height as my shoulder. My fingers are engaged all the way to the tips. I could keep my fingers together, that's okay. And we're just going to work from here, which is in line with the body. Take an inhale, and as we exhale, we'll bring those forearms together, the palms turn to face you, pinkies face. So I'm going to just come closer to the camera. I've got my forearms together, pinkies together. Let's inhale, take it back just to the plane of the body. And exhale, bring it forward, pinkies touch, forearms touch. Do it again. Now the next time that those pinkies touch, let's stay there, stay there, stay there. Pinkies touch, and you feel that the shoulder blades on the back are separating. And from here now we're going to bring palms together. So we've got palms together, we've got forearms and elbows together. This is a lot of work here. If your forearms can't stay together, you may want to like grab a rolled up, small rolled up towel or something, just so we know that that energy is working towards one another. You might be here, I get it, if you can't bring them together, but you really want to think about those arms coming together. You're probably like, stop talking, Nina, what are we doing next? Now let's come to spiders on a mirror. So those palms separate and we have spiders on a mirror. So those fingers kind of match each other. And now let's lift the elbows. Tiny pulses. Let the inhale lift and lower, and one more. Bring the palms back together. Now open up, let pinkies touch. Now open up, cactus. Put those hands back in your lap. Okay, now let me look at everybody's face. If anybody's making dagger eyes at me, I'm hiding. Okay, you okay? Okay, friends. I love you for trying it. Thank you. Okay, shake it out. Oh my goodness. Let's stand up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so standing up. Let's come to standing. Clear your space so that you know no tripping hazards. And we can keep this chair close by because we can use it today to help us with balance. No worries. But let's come to mountain pose. Feet are parallel. Toes are straight ahead. Shoulders are down from the ears. We're going to come back to the breath. We're going to do our moving mountain where we come up onto our toes and circle the arms up. And we're going to do the even 4 count in and out, then 4 count inhale, 5, and then 4 count inhale, 6 out. It's just 3 breaths. When you're ready, inhale, 4 count inhale, perhaps coming up onto the toes. Exhale, 4 count exhale. 4 count inhale. 5 count exhale. 4 count inhale. 6 count exhale. And pause and notice how that feels. Okay, so we've got this chair all nicely set up for supporting us if we like. And let's do a warrior one here. So stepping towards the chair, we're close to the chair. We'll step back with our right leg. Left knee is forward, left foot is forward. We bend the front knee, the back heel is down. My hips are pretty even, pretty level here. And we're gonna take it to cactus arms. So from here, I will turn and face you here. From here, and you can always use your arm on that chair for support. Here we are in our cactus arms. We're going to take the elbows back. We're going to lift that chin, lengthen the spine. And then as we exhale, we'll bring the pinkies together. No spiders. Inhale, open, come to that back bend. Exhale, pinkies match. Open. And pinkies match. Now this next time that we open, let's stay here. So this, my friends, is the opposite of shoveling. This is the opposite of leaning into the cold. This is the opposite of hunching over your phone or your Zoom computer, whatever it is. Take 2 more breaths here. And now straighten up the spine. We'll bring those arms forward so that they're in front of the plane of the body. And then you can bring them down to the chair and step forward. And what a wonderful time right now to just pause and notice how that feels on the body. Now we'll step back with the other leg. We're going to do the same thing. So we're talking about warrior one. You can see that my feet are not in a straight line, but they're more like they're on skis. My hips are pretty level. And then I take it to those cactus arms. As I inhale, I can reach the elbows back this time, lift the chin a little, and exhale, bring those forearms together. Now this next time that we open, we come into that wonderful open feeling across the front of the chest. The neck extends, the shoulder blades come together, and we breathe here. And then we'll let the crown of the head reach for the ceiling. We'll bring the elbows forward and back down to the chair and step forward. And pause and take a moment to notice how that feels on the body. That sense of openness across the front. Okay, now we're going to turn so that the seat of the chair is facing us. I've just moved my block to the back. We're not going to use the block, but again, I don't want any tripping hazards. So we're going to stand here. I'm about, about a foot from the chair. Get tall. Soften into the knees, bring your hands to the seat of the chair. This is a forward fold. Now you saw that I pulled my chair in so that I can have this nice long spine. And from here, we're going to step back with our right toes. So the right toes are on the ground. my left knee is soft, you know, it's kind of bent. It's okay. Right wrist is under rest, right wrist under right shoulder. And we're gonna take a little twist here. So as we inhale, we're gonna take that left arm up. Look up perhaps if the neck allows, and as we exhale, we come back down. Now you can slide that hand up the other arm across the chest if that feels okay. Or not, it's okay either way. Here's our third round. And this time we're gonna take the arm up and we're gonna keep it. You can look up at it if you like, or the head can be straight ahead or looking down. But wherever we are, we will all turn to look at the chair seat and we'll bring that hand down. Step that right foot forward. Bring one hand to each thigh. Push it to the feet. Come up to standing. Do a little pause here. Notice how things feel. And we'll do the other side. So get tall, hinge forward, hands come to the seat of the chair. We step back with the left leg. So my toes are on the ground. That foot, those 5 toes are doing the same amount of work as this front foot, right? They're keeping me balanced here. It's like a little kickstand. Left hand is underneath my left shoulder. So if I need to make an adjustment here with the chair, I can. And then as we inhale, we take that right arm up. And the exhale lowers it. We do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, lower. Third one. Lower. Now this next time you take it up, leave it up, staying in this gentle twist. Option to look up with your head or to look straight ahead or turn and look down. Your neck tells you where it wants to go. And then everybody looks down if you're not already. Bring the hand down. Step forward. Bring one hand to each thigh, push into the feet. Come on up to standing. Take those shoulders up and back and down. And take a breath here. Take an inhale and an exhale and just notice how that feels. Okay. We're going to keep this chair on this side. Excuse me. We're going to take a little wider stance. Slightly wider than my hips, and then I'm going to turn my excuse me, left toes out. And I'm going to bring this left hand to the chair. So this is a side stretch here. If I can't reach the seat of the chair, I can always grab my block or book or whatever you have so that you can reach it. Now we're going to take this right arm up and then float it back down. Reach it out now. Remember how I said, don't worry, we'll stretch into those armpits. Here we go. Okay, the next time that the arm is up, let's leave it up. Now, we're going to let our inhale allow us to look up at that hand if we can. If the neck allows, we look up. As we exhale, we're going to float that arm down. The back of the hand is going to come to the sacrum, and we're going to turn and look to the outside of that pinky finger. So even as we're looking that way, this top shoulder is going back. Big stretch across the front of the chest. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, float it down, the back of the hand behind the sacrum. Turn and look at the outside of that pinky. Do one more. Stay here. Think about that top shoulder. Can you take it back any farther? And then we'll release that arm. You can reach it over or anywhere neutral to allow you to come back up to standing. Let the arms come down. And then this is an ideal pose. Pause and notice how things are different side to side. Notice how the side body feels, how the shoulders. And this pause in our practice is really important as we learn more about how we can calm down, right? How we can calm that stress response. Okay. We're going to go to the other side. I'm moving my chair so I can continue to talk to the microphone. It's a wide stance, toes are straight ahead, and then I turn my right toes out to the right. We can bring this hand down to the chair, down to a support, however you want to do it. I kind of like this support. And then we'll inhale, take that left arm up. Exhale, float it. I mean, it's just a big side body stretch. It's pretty darn nice. Now, the next time that the arm is up and over, we're going to leave it there. So let's leave the arm there. The palm is facing down at this point, and we can look up with the head. If the neck allows, we can look up. And then as we exhale, we turn that palm, we bring the back of the hand behind the sacrum, we turn the head and we look to the outside of that pinky on your, outside of your pinky finger on that bottom hand. Inhale, lifts the arm. Exhale, the arm comes behind your back. Think about this top shoulder staying back, not rounding down. We want it to stay back. That might mean your head isn't turning as far. That's fine. Let's pay attention to that shoulder, keeping it back behind us. How about the next time that arm comes down, we'll leave it behind the sacrum and we'll just pause here and feel this stretch, this opening. Notice where your head goes. Notice where it can go, where it wants to go. And then we'll release that hand, bring it back to something neutral, soften into that front knee to allow you to come back up to standing and then just pause. Do a big notice here. How do things feel? Have I evened things out? Take another inhale and another exhale. Okay, now after all of that, let's check back in with our water bearer pose. Arms are wide, palms are up. My arms are in line with the torso, right? They're not reaching behind me, but I'm just going to tip those thumbs down to drop my water. Maybe it's a glass of wine, who knows? And just notice how that feels. And then bring the arms forward, back forward, shake things out. Notice how you feel. Okay. I think there's one more thing I want to do standing. Let me just double check. Oh, yeah, of course there is. Tree pose. What was I thinking? Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way. And you notice I have another chair today. You might be using it. You never know. But for tree pose, if you want that chair in front of you, you can use it or you can have the wall behind you. Let's bring our hands to heart. Palms are wide. I'm sorry, palms are together, elbows are wide, thumbs at heart center. Shift the weight into left leg, bend the right knee. And then open that thigh, knee and thigh out to the side. So your toes might be on the ground. Your feet might be on your foot might be on your calf. But find this pose right now with hands at heart. And then from here, we're going to take it back to water bearer. So we're going to open the arms wide. Palms are up, thumbs reach back. This is a challenge, right? When we leave the midline, this is a lot of work here. Just notice what this feels like. And if you can find the balance here, terrific. And once you've found balance there, you can bring the hands back or you could reach them up. Do whatever you want with your hands. Just give it a try. Give it a try with these wide arms. That's always a challenge. The body wants to be all in line here. It makes it so much easier to balance. One more breath wherever we are. And bring the palms together and down to heart and release the knee forward and step out and wiggle those hips. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. Weight is in that right leg, hands at heart. Bend your left knee, open it out to the side. Again, I like the wall behind me because if I'm going to fall, I'll just fall right back and then I can engage my core and come back up. If I'm going to fall to the side, I put my foot down. Nobody falls. Okay, elbows are wide, thumbs at heart. Get tall, and then come to that water bear. Notice what it feels like to have these long arms. Find, if you can, find balance here. And then if you found it and you're like, yeah, found it, don't want to be there any longer, then take your hands to branches or wherever you want to be. It can be back. And we'll stay for one more breath. Bring the hands to heart. Release the knee forward. And step down out of the pose. Shake things out. Okay. We're going to come back to our chair. And I said, I have another chair that I'm going to use today, but you may or may not want it. We're got a lot of things we can do. Don't worry. Let's come back to our chair. Let's put our feet on the ground. We don't need the support quite yet. Feet are on the ground, about hip distance apart. And we're going to come to a twist and we're going to lengthen the breath. So we've done this a few times. It's a 4, 5, and 6 count exhale. But we're going to do with the twist. So two breaths of each. Let's take our arms forward, palms are up, soft elbows. And imagine you're holding something that's important to you, that's something that you want, that you need, whether it is warmth or grace or kindness or love, whatever it is, hold it here. We take an inhale. And as we exhale, we bring our left hand across to right shoulder and we take a little twist, installing that gift right here. Inhale to center. And as we exhale, we take it the other way. And come back to center. And now we'll let that count. So we'll start with 4. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Next round is 5 count exhale. Next round is 6 count exhale. And then release your hands back down here. Pause and notice how you feel. That kind of breath can be very calming. So we're going to take it one step further now. And I'm going to give you a lot of options. Don't worry. And if you don't have a chair, don't sweat this. You don't need a chair. So we're going to take it into a forward fold. And in general, with your hands on your thighs, you can hinge forward and back. That's all. But that exhale is just going to keep lengthening. And we're going to go past 6 perhaps. Now, I brought this chair because I like to get to the point where I can rest my head on something. So that's a nice way to do it. Or I could take my chair over to my desk and do that on a table or something. So the core is engaged, definitely. But if you wanted to, you could put your hands here to support you. So we've got all these choices. The point of this isn't to fold and touch the floor. The point of this is to lengthen the exhale. Another option is to grab that left wrist with your right hand behind your back. It feels really nice. You don't have to do it. These are all different options though. So let's take an inhale here. Hinge forward, 4 count exhale. In. 5 count exhale. 6 count. Try 7. And if you don't want to try 7, go back to 6. 8. Last one, you can try 9 if you want to. And then just make your way back to seated. And notice how the body feels. Notice how the nervous system feels, because that's what we've been playing with here. And it works differently for everybody, right? If there might be a sweet spot for you at a certain breath ratio, and that's fine. But lengthening that exhale can calm us. Every time we take a forward fold, I tell you, forward folds are calming. When we lengthen the exhale and forward fold, we're layering stuff in here now to help calm the nervous system. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're lying in bed and you can't sleep, think about lengthening exhales. Take just from a 4-count inhale, 5-count exhale. Try something like that sometime. So from our chair, we're gonna scooch back. Take yourself all the way back. Find a support for your feet. Turn the palms up. Oh. And take a moment now to notice what's going on, head, neck, and shoulders. How does it feel now compared to when we checked in at the beginning? Have we softened anything up there? Have we released any of that tension that tends to move in and stay there? Allow your breath to come naturally. You don't need to manage it anymore. And then notice how your emotional self feels, right? How does the nervous system feel now? Have we been able to bring a sense of calm to it? Has that lengthened exhale helped us? Now we'll bring a little bit of slow movement back into the head and neck, turning the head very gently one side. And then we'll let the head and neck be still, and we'll bring motion into fingers and wrists. And then we're going to move our body back to the edge of the chair, feet back on the floor. The feet are parallel, thighs are parallel. Let's take 3 last breaths with that lengthened exhale. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6. As we inhale, we'll circle the arms up. 4-count exhale. Inhale. 5-count exhale. Inhale. 6-count exhale. We'll open our arms wide, come back to that water bearer position. Take an inhale here. And then bring those palms together at heart center. Recall that intention that you set at the beginning of our class. And then thank yourself for practicing this slow, mindful chair yoga today. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. I will say namaste. I will ask you to unmute so that we can say goodbye to each other. Let me put my glasses on so I can see who I'm saying goodbye to. Okay, friends, I see Joan and Mary and Yudi and Yola.